3 can keep a secret if 2 are dead. That old adage gets around. Ben Franklin wrote it in Poor Richard's Almanac. It was the title of a book about the Hells Angels. A variation, 2 can keep a secret if 1 is dead, is the signature line of the show Pretty Little Liars and a lyric in a song by the Pierces. Surely there must have been some gossip floating around the newsroom about Williams' reports long before NBC's internal investigation. Now you can apply it to the downfall of Brian Williams. He's taking the fall, but who else at NBC knew about the emerging details of his embellished field reporting? The NBC anchor didn't travel alone through war-torn Iraq or Katrina-ravaged New Orleans or the other places he may have conflated events. Those weren't on-camera selfies that went on the air. At the very least, he had an entourage of a cameraman, or woman, and a producer. At the very least. And so NBC's internal investigation of Williams' reporting probably didn't have to travel too far beyond Rockefeller Center. The probe is being led by Rich Esposito, the network's senior investigative reporting producer, a former New York newspaper guy who worked at the Daily News, the New York Post and Newsday. He spent 12 years at ABC before moving to NBC less than 2 years ago. This last fact is important because, as old Ben said, surely there must have been some gossip floating around the newsroom about Williams' reports long before Esposito got there. That's a fact of life. Reporters, producers and camera people do that kind of thing. They tell stories about the stories they cover. It's highly likely that there were rumors floating around about Williams' embellishments. 3 can keep a secret. So another question emerges. How much did NBC know? We know now that Don Hellis, the pilot of the helicopter that was hit with the ground missiles in Iraq, contacted NBC in 2003 to set them straight on Williams' story, but his calls were never returned. We know a cameraman was with Williams when he said he saw dead bodies floating around him in the French Quarter after Katrina. We know 2 can keep a secret if 1 is dead. Brian Williams is an earnest newsman. He's shown compassion and empathy for victims of tragedy. He has treated our military with respect and admiration. He's a Jersey guy, a Springsteen fan and former Middletown volunteer fireman, whose dreams came true. He's reported thousands of stories with millions of details. This public excoriation of him as an unabashed, pathological liar seems harsh and unfair. But that's life today. Celebrity downfall is a national sport. It's Brian Williams' turn to be the social media pinata. There but for the grace of God go I, seems to be a forgotten adage. Same as, people who live in glass houses. Even NBC's own condemnation of him seemed a little self-righteous, saying he betrayed the trust of millions of Americans and damaged the high standards of their news division. If the network wants to earn back our trust, let's see how far they take it. Yes, Williams is the face of the network, and the source of the problem. But if his producers, editors and bosses were blinded by his celebrity, they should take a public fall, too.